Okay.
My workers have started rebuilding the foundations of the West Wing. We thought we knew our monastery inside out. Yes, it contains many secrets, but something like this. We discovered corridors deep in the...
I shouldn't have done that yet. Yeah, I take it the place was, hold on, let me see if it's gonna continue or not. Where did this just take me? Watchtower. Yeah, so I take it this place was just damaged, and when they were rebuilding, they're like, oh, there's hidden underground stuff that we didn't know about. Sick, no. The plot. Out of this game. What is it? Nobody knows. Purification doubts. My vow. Okay. What was that one called? No. Epic Revel. No.
My workers have started rebuilding the foundations of the West Wing. We thought we knew our monastery inside out. Yes, it contains many secrets, but something like this. We discovered corridors deep in the ground. It looks nothing like the monastery as we know it. It must have been built on something that's much older, maybe even older than the church stories.
So from the time of the judges/gods. I feel like we've been here before, but I don't have a good point of reference to tell which tower I'm in. Okay. I know which tower we're in. I am not sure what value I get out of being able to come back here so quickly. I mean, I guess there is at least one challenge zone back in this. Ooh, actually there is another route I can take. I don't really want to ditch the catacombs just yet, though. Kind of want to go in here, so okay. So that's kind of a way back to the surface, at least. Uh-oh! I backed up just a little too far. Oh, safe zone. Safe zone? There we go. Thank you, safe zone. Okay, there was a path with rude people in it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Come at me after you're dead. That's cheating. Oh, gosh darn it. Jumping attack broke on the... stopped on the egg instead of hitting the big dude. Uh-oh. I thought I was gonna kill him, and then all of a sudden I had no life, and he had a little bit too, but, you know, I don't want to die right now.
Those two fighting in the rain, calling each other murderers.
Oh, about the two
Didn't
dudes.
have time to investigate. We imprisoned both of them, just in case. Even if none of them is a murderer. Both are loud troublemakers.
These dudes are being obnoxious as heck. Lock them up. Not sure what you're doing with the vector dudes in the prison. Wait, that didn't open the gate. I suppose this does look like a boss room. What did that switch do? I suppose I should have to look elsewhere. But yeah, that still gave me no information about to make a decision about all of those guys. Like, yeah, they were just out there calling each other murderers. Thanks. I gathered as much. Still have no actual basis to pick which one to help out. But actually, where did they get to? That one out. That was just rude. Wow, he actually doesn't deflect off that. Still not enough. Probably because of lack of stamina. Okay, so if I can get 2 hits in after a guard break swing, that seems to work. Where did you come from? Oh, jeez. Now you guys are just being rude. Not managing my energy. On the floor, please. Thank you.
We didn't finish the work in the side corridors. The ceiling collapsed. We were told to leave it alone as it makes a good shortcut. From the main catacombs entrance, keep heading left. Eventually you will reach the hole in the wall. This might be the shortest way right now.
But I don't know where the main catacombs entrance even is. Locked! So I keep thinking, like, oh yeah, this is an area I actually recognize. And it's like, no, there's a bunch of items and stuff. This is not the same place. I want to at least trade with him when he's coming in. He doesn't seem really good at interrupting me. That actually looks like it might break if I walk directly over. And I don't see any advantage. Oh, come on. Really? Well, I am trying to examine the environment. Would you please cease and desist? Ooh, a pressure switch. What's it do? Yes, I thought so. And that is probably just a death trap? Yeah, it looks like it's just a death trap. It's not openable. I have a rune for this. I do. I'm gonna stick it in. I'd rather have what's in the box. Scab staff. Oops. Its sharp edges are perfect for cutting flesh, but because of the additional elemental powers, the wounds left by this weapon are fire damage. Okay. Nifty. Not nifty enough for me to use because I don't have great stats. Actually, I didn't even check. I just kind of assumed it was a dex weapon. Yeah, Joey, I did see that. Just didn't properly look at it. Okay. Ah, shieldy boy. Put you back. Oh, no, he just let his guard down. I was like, no, that was badly timed. I don't have the energy to follow that up. I didn't need to. He got greedy that time. So many. Is this? Yeah. Okay, this is back in that place I was before, I think. This is... yeah, okay. I actually know where I am. Sort of. Alright, you know what? Let's head back to the entrance, because we got a shortcut back there. And there's the thing saying head left. Let's look at the hole in the wall. Oh my god. Another one of you. charge swings in with his sword. Man, look at that stamina. Okay, so yeah, that's like that little loopy side path down, came back around. I think I have reasonably checked out all those places. Okay, yeah, here we are. Back at the save point, good. I actually have some idea where I'm going. Yeah, stay left, collapsed hole or something. This thing looks like it's like breaking through the wall, but it also looks like just a statue. Just confusing architecturally if they're implying that thing was here all along. It's not just like some living thing that came through and turned to stone. I mean, it looks neat, but it's like as a supposedly new building that's been under siege and stuff. Like, what is actually going on in this environment? It's like the poison glow on it, but doesn't actually necessarily take damage. That means they're partially afflicted, but not enough for damage to happen. I don't know. So like these seem to have the same kind of lighting effect I was talking about earlier, but there's like candles behind them that are supposed to be the light source. Even though they're obviously putting off way more light than a lot of the other ones. Still makes some visual sense. To me at least. So like, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, there's the freaking death jump. I don't know that I went through this room. Like, there are definitely, like, areas I have not fully explored. Okay, so how are you doing? Like, is it enough to dispatch those guys? He wasn't guarding any loot. Disappointing. Oh, he's guarding the door. I suppose that's a type of loot.
Evil lives in this world. I have to accept it. There is no way to really drive it away. The only thing I can do is channel it into new forms, mutations. They may be our future. Many people will not like this, but they need to see that the alternative is not having a future at all.
So who was that speaking? To Dream Small. Okay. So that was Antanas. I've got questions. That wasn't him. Somebody else has a way to undo some of this stuff. I need to find oh, here's the collapse tunnel that we have heard a bit about. Okay, I'm assuming this opens that door back there, but it's not what I wanted it to. Skull. Human skull. As I expected. I'm curious what we get for collecting enough of those. Oh. Too slow. Only running with sprinting wasn't so gosh dang. What? Wait, huh? Excuse me? I was here when the gate was open, sir. I would like a refund. Oh, come on. It's like as soon as it starts that sound, I can't go in. Set. Interesting. How do I remove? Can I? I was just looking at the wrong part of my character. Yep, thought so. Like, this seems like the sort of game where lightweight will actually affect my movement speed. What's in the box? Twinkling axe. Regular axe, though. It's like common rarity color. Not really sure how that works in this game, but I kind of like assume the fancy colors mean better stuff. This wasn't actually super easy to get at. Staff. Seat. Twinkling axe. Alright, and there's still some magical hammer we gotta track down. It's weaker than thought. Stories of old, brave, and strong warriors, great adventures and great threats, all within just one. Actually looks really nice. Strength requirement, attack speed is a little bit low. No scaling! So what is actually the benefit of this axe? Because, like, Butcher is very low requirement, but it is significantly less base damage also. It is better attack speed. It's like a weapon I found very early on. Bait's the one that seemed pretty good. It has a lower requirement. Yeah, see, like, this better base damage. The base damage is not from the rune, because the rune is just the fire attack. We got actual scaling on this thing. Okay, so the Twinkling Axe is slightly faster, but it doesn't, like... I mean, I guess maybe if I was right at 18 strength, it would be comparable, maybe slightly better, but... Considering when we find things so much later in the game, they're usually way better. Yeah, it's even worse. It doesn't seem good. It seems cool. I like the way it looks visually, so I kind of wish it was better. I guess also if it's kind of the theme of the game that the human weapons are inferior to the crazy demonic ones. The dagger's not nearly as cool as I thought it was looking. Well, okay, what am I doing? Get to where I can see what I'm selecting. And my great swords. Heck, I'll just stick on my axe, because it's called my axe. And I haven't actually properly used it yet. Equip set. That's actually a really nice feature. We just toss on all the armor of the same type. Okay, so... we checked up there, we have not checked down. Full door. Do not immediately see giant spider on the ceiling. Good. What's in the box? Blood stick. Oh, blood stick. I thought it said blood stick. I'm like, that is actually a hilarious weapon name. It's a short sword. Why is the name orange? Or the short sword list orange? Does that mean... okay. That's just... no. That's like the rarity level. Okay. It's a very fancy short sword. I don't have the agility for it. Taking lives and medicine don't have much in common, but both of these can be addictive. Also, we can grow immune to either one. It's an interesting sentiment. It looks alright. Stick all my weapons in my interpretation. Oops. I couldn't open this other box, right? Cannot. Okay. Appears to be a dead end. Okay, back the way I came from. I cannot proceed there without a way to open the gate. This was the dead end with the archer. That's back towards places I've been. So I think I want to be going this way. Is this near the... Okay, now I'm not quite sure exactly where I am again. What else is new? Excuse me, sir. Thing has a pretty nice clang to it. Let's see, can I one-shot tap this guy if it's two-handed? Yes. There's another mines. There's another way in this tunnel way. I've not been here. But oh. At the wall is a wait. Oh. At the walls. Oh, excuse me! I'm trying to read some lore text. Thank you. So the one-handed lights take way less than
This
two-handed ones.
found it in a grave I plundered a few nights ago. The grave of some Kyle Ember, I think. When I held it, I felt weak. I felt sick. But the sword itself, it's incredible. Whoever finds it, leave it be. It is too dangerous.
Oh, Sir Samuel of Era. Interesting. There's something I can do to be able to open that. Still finding tombs in the mine shaft area. Mine tunnels. Not shaft is the correct word. Oh! I do like the sounds this makes place. Okay, yeah, that tactic does actually seem to have some merit to it. Oh my god. Not if I come up short on my kicks. Backing away from me. My tracking is terrible. Oh my god, and then he just interrupts me like a jerk. You know what? Oh, that's not what I wanted. I don't have the mana to get another shot. God, the fact that that just blows through my defense is really obnoxious. I mean, I don't mind the fact that enemies have anti-shield techniques, but it's like, it's so freaking fast and it doesn't even look like anything special. He's just like, smack you with my shield, hit you with my sword. Haha, you took full damage. Something was going on down here. Like a freaking laboratory. Mini laboratory of some sort. Maybe the dude who was talking about the mutation. Oh, right. I wanted to, sick. No. Right now, it's my Tales of Old. Oh, Kyle's grave. Oh. Something to do with Graves' murder. The Skinner. These it's cursed. Kyle's grave and Kyle's sword. Interesting. And why is okay? Tales of Old. I was like, why is this in the same series? Tales of Old. Several of them seem to talk about special weapons. Thought I heard an enemy walking around. It's gonna come interrupt me looking jerk. 3 heroes, the judges. Doesn't mention names. Dude talking about the mutations. It's Vow, Dark Deeds. Okay, Dark Deeds mutations. So there isn't really anything to immediately suggest who this narrator is. Static. against a lot of the enemies. I need a little extra something for this feels like an area I've already been to. I accidentally went back. Okay. Did I actually circle around something, or did I just turn myself around forward stuff? Yeah, I must have got turned around in this place. Right, because there's a door right here. Yeah. Oh, loading screen. Not exactly what I was expecting. Monastery Citadel. Oh, it's that door at the tower that I was wondering how to get into before. Alright, so we're getting a lot more, like, interconnecting of the areas now. Okay. That's one I've already dealt with. So our goal is to find a way into the Citadel, and there's supposedly a pathway through the crypt that would get us there. But I'm wondering if there's another way too. Either way, at least I have some different options for routes. Yeah, this one I've not figured out what creates that challenge crystal. Let's go ahead and some of our XP. Oh right, I used an attribute point stone and never actually cashed it in. 1 point of strength, 1 point of vitality. No, vitality's still actually skill. It seems to be skill. So, that's an appreciable little bit of HP to add on. Oh, I didn't grab this. Weird. Children, sweet. Would actually like more raids. You are gonna get back up. Yeah, I thought so. Well, you're one of the regular standard shieldy boys. You are not a problem for me. Since I've wound up back here again, I am gonna backtrack because there's an area that I tried to go down, but there's a bunch of the big shield dudes and I just could not handle them, and it's... Excuse me! No, I want to target this guy, thank you. Buddy. Oh, I didn't even need it. Actually block, huh? See how long you can keep that up. Not long enough. This side path over here I never went down because I was just getting wrecked. Now I feel like I'm more equipped, and I felt like the guy right after him was really abnormally tough for that point in the game too. It felt like this was like a comeback when you're more geared. And side entrance, so does that make this a side entrance to the Citadel? Interesting if true. So I'm curious if I would have managed to be able to clear this earlier in the game if I could have gotten it. But I suppose plot-wise we wouldn't have had the same objective because we still needed to go cut off the invasion for it. Right? You just eat all my stamina and stun me? Just like that, huh? Ow. Why did that interrupt the very end of my swing? Oh, this is not the spell Yeah, that was not the correct choice. Right, that's actually really nice that I can dodge roll in the middle of each potion, but I determined that was not a wise course of action. Of course, this guy's still pretty capable of beating me up. Yeah, see that hit there, it knocked his shield away and did like full damage. So it's gotta be when he's like has low enough stamina or energy they can't Because there's definitely like a break their guard, do a little bit of damage, and then there's break their guard, do basically full damage. So I think that's kind of the trick I need to get better at judging and be able to make short work of those guys. These guys feel more like they have HP appropriate to this point in the game than my equipment. I would have had not fun times coming here so much earlier. Interesting that they available like not too far into the game by my Guardman Great Axe. How's that stack up against my current? Oh, it's the Guardman, a Great Axe. So mine is currently 135, but I think it was like 80 something before I put scaling on it. This has oh, not way less energy usage. A fair bit lighter weight. Blocking with the weapon is usually not very effective, but with the blade so big, this Great Axe appears to be working surprisingly well. How do I scale? Scroll down on this, 'cause it looks like there's a scroll. Oh no, it's okay. Physical defense block, 85%. Yeah, it's... I'm curious how they calculate the stamina usage then. Is stamina usage for blocking only reduced for an actual shield based on shield stats? Don't know. But this does actually have an appreciable block defense. Strength scale 3. Yeah, so if I, oh wait, this one doesn't even have, this wasn't the one that I improved the strength scaling on. Yeah, so my axe is considerably better than this one. I could have potentially picked this one up earlier in the game, and it would have been very good for that point, I guess. Doesn't seem to be a way to get up onto those ledges. Immediately available. Uh-oh! Oh no. I'm not ready for that. I am not equipped for fighting two of you boys at once. They're just gonna take turns running at me. Ah. Got my timing right. Oh, whoa. Excuse you, sir. Okay. Now I'm ready to actually fight you. Now. You know, let's give this a try. Wow. I was gonna ask, let's see how well you block this, but the answer is you don't have to. Oh gosh darn it, my thing fades right before I get off my next big hit, of course. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay. Got something going here. Some sort of they're patrolling around. I probably could have just gotten one at a time. Oh, and this dead ends here, so. Sure.
Let's see if keep doing this.
Really? Really? That's just rude. Guessing that's a way we come back out at some point then. I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised, but it's like, this whole thing, I guess, is always just for that axe. Wait, we come back later. Still very annoying. But okay, now I know what's over there. Oops. I wanted to do just a regular roll to see what is the roll on this. It's slow is what it is. No? Wait, was I not getting the wrong attack before? Okay, yeah. Huh. Alright. Yeah. See anything just here? So, time to get me back into the catacombs. I think that door was right up. Is there another item I just left behind? Probably not. Watch it be a... Oh, okay. I was like, watch it be a rune. No, okay. I feel less bad about missing that. Two kicks and an axe to the face. Excuse me. That was highly uncalled for. Oh, you're a stabby boy. Yeah, you can't block that. You're not one of the big boys that I actually worry about. I have to get back to that other save point. It's near the jail cell of the two dudes. These guys just do not seem like the kind of enemy that should be able to take 2 hits from this axe to the face. What is... oh. I was like, what is this health bar even over? It's on the ground. Silver and small. Uh-huh. Cool story, bro. You are flailing all over the freaking place, sir. I'm gonna need you to calm down. Oh. Hey boy, oh shoot. Don't have my overlay on, that's why. Felt like something was wrong. Oh. There. Now I can see chat. Apologies, assuming you showed up quite a while ago. If you are still here, no. The main purpose of oh yeah, there you are. Yeah, no, this is not FromSoft. This is, I want to say, is it Deck 12? Give me 1 second to actually look that up, because I should know this. Why is it not on the front page? Why is it? Seriously, what? There. No. Deck 13. I wanted to say 13, but I'm like, no, it's not 13 just for the sake of 13. It's something, some other number. Yeah, I mean, this game got compared very heavily to Dark Souls when it came out for obvious reasons, but yeah, this is the same studio that went on to make the Surge series, which differentiates itself a lot more. Honestly, like, very core mechanics and stuff, yes. Like, there is no saying that this isn't Dark Souls inspired, but it's doing a fair bit of its own thing. Like, I wouldn't say it's like a knockoff. I think that's actually being unfair and harsh to this game. But it is obviously very trying to be Dark Souls in many ways. So, easy example is when you start the game, you pick like an armor class, which is, yeah, it's starting gear from Dark Souls. That doesn't really matter. But there's also like 3 schools of magic, which you always get one. I am unsure if you can unlock the other 2. But, like, I kind of have, like, rogue, stealthy, deception type skills, which I can level up and learn if I focus on magic. And the gear doesn't have a standard, like, +1 through plus whatever, make it stronger. It seems like gear is just stronger the further you find it in the game. And there's also a socketing system where you find randomly dropped runes that can alter the actual effectiveness of your weaponry, armor, and shields. So it's not doing anything too wild, but it's not trying to be one for one. That and the setting is much more high fantasy, like straight up starts with our character, or like an alternate timeline of our character, like fighting some giant demigod monster thing, and like cratering the dang thing into the ground with some magical nonsense. Like, I'm really not sure what's going on with that, but the storyline so far has been much more dramatic, like war with demons that serve the old god and they're trashing everything, and oh yeah, there's this guy who's the savior of humanity and he's like super holy magical or some stuff. But yeah, I would say it does not handle as well as some of like the more recent like Souls games and stuff, but it's not bad. Like, people dubbed this, I think a lot of people are calling this clunky Souls, which I think is a little bit reductive, but not entirely wrong. Like, if you don't mind the much slower, generally slower playstyle, I think it's worth a shot. But, oh right, before I went off on a tangent, I was gonna say, yeah, that's the entire point. I'm doing a thing until Elden Ring comes out where I'm gonna play all sorts of games that are very, very obviously Souls-ish, that aren't part of the main series, and trying to focus on ones that I've essentially never played. Like, this game, like I said, I heard generally about it, like, oh yeah, it's like Dark Souls but clunkier and not that good, and I'm like, but I really didn't know anything about it beyond that, so I'm like, you know what, now's a good time to play it for myself and see. And also, I kind of wanted an excuse to go back and play the Surge again also, because I'm like, yeah, I'll do that as part of the series, maybe. We'll see how much time I have, because one of my friends has convinced me that I need to play, shoot, what is the name of it? Nah, it's cool. I mean, I'm just gonna see what I can get through in that time. This is a once a week stream that I will be, and seeing how many games I get through, but, shoot, what the, ooh, excuse me, sir. Ow. Hold on. Let me deal with this guy before I resume my train of thought. Alright, good. Also, an interesting note is, it's not one hand and two hand, it's actually switch your offhand. So if you have a shield equipped, that rotates between your shield, two-handing your weapon, and this magic gauntlet thing that actually has 3 different fire modes, and the element is based on what type of gem you socket into it. Pretty neat addition. But, shoot, what, oh, Mortal Shell. Mortal Shell is the other main game on my, to-play list, besides, like, the Surge series and probably just whatever else I could figure out by then. Oh, alright. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. I did get started much later tonight than I would have liked to, so maybe you'll be able to stop in a little bit earlier next week. These guys are jerks. Thank God, they can't block fire. Yeah. Ow. 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 But yeah, have a good one. And, of course, there are some physics shenanigans. Gotta love those. Yep, see you around. Have a good one. But yeah, it's not actually entirely decided what I'm going to immediately after this game, but we'll see, because I actually have no idea how far into this I am. I guess that's part of it actually being a blind run. I really don't know how long this game is. What am I doing? I'm looking for a place in here, and I just kind of got distracted and was just going. I think maybe... No. I know this is... Oh, gosh darn it. I tried to jump in a way that does not jump in this game. Whoops.